Hello, thank you for clicking on my video today. I am officially announcing that I have quit Posh. It's not the first time I announced it. I actually announced it in a bath bomb video, but I'm going to explain why I quit selling Posh. The reason I signed up was, number one, the consultant kit was half off. It's a $99 consultant kit that you buy when you sign up, but it was $50, so that was kind of a sign for me that this was something that I had to do. And the reason I wanted to sign up in the first place was because I was a stay-at-home mom and I needed something to keep me busy. I needed a creative outlet for my brain to work on, to keep my hands busy, and Posh was able to provide that for me. Being a very flexible business plan, I was able to kind of mold the business into what I wanted it to be instead of what Posh demanded it to be. It was very flexible, and I really appreciate Posh for their flexibility. And I wasn't interested in recruiting team members. I didn't want to grow my team. I wasn't interested in ranking up to earn more, or I wasn't interested in the incentives, the trips to Mexico and whatnot. I was actually only in it to do vendor events. And in order to do vendor events, you typically need inventory. And Posh is a rare direct sales company, MLM, that doesn't require you to have any kind of inventory. So it was my choice to stock up on products when they were on sale so I could go sell them at vendor events. And I love doing vendor events. I love decorating my table. I love making signs. I loved interacting with people, even though it was terrifying. I am not a sales lady, and I realized this maybe about a year into being with Posh. I realized that being a sales lady is not for me. I'm too shy. I do not talk very well. I am not well spoken at all. I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing in this video because I stumble over my words all the time, especially if I'm face to face with somebody. Like, I just kind of get really scared and I just shut down and I'm not able to hold a conversation. So in that aspect, Posh helped me to be a little bit more social, a little bit more comfortable around people, going up to people, asking them if they've ever heard of Posh, giving them my sales pitch, and explaining what the company was. That really did help me to branch out of my comfort zone big time. So when I first signed up, commissions were 20% at the starting level, and then you moved up to the next level, which was called Pink. You started off as a protege, and then you level up to Pink, and you have to hit like $500 of sales to hit Pink, or $1,000 of sales. So you just, sold your product until you reach that point, and then you hit the Pink level, and then your commissions go up to 25%. And that's the top of the percentage. Of course, as you get higher, you get more incentives and you get bonuses, but 25% commissions is as far as it went. Now it's a little bit different, but I'll talk about that later on in the video. The consultant kit was huge. It had tons of product in it. It had tons of business tools like the catalogs, informational sheets, stickers. Posh was always really ahead of the trends. When I first started, pink polka dots was kind of the branding of Posh. So I invested a little bit in pink polka dotted wardrobes to wear at vendor events. What drew me into the company itself is their affordability. I was a stay-at-home mom. I did not have money to be spending on skincare, and at the time everything Posh was offering was under $25. I thought that was extremely affordable, extremely reasonable, and really got me interested in the company. And then my friend is the one who was selling Posh, and I signed up under her. She sent me samples of the product. I fell in love with the product, loved the product, the hand cream. It's really good hand cream. If you guys have never tried Posh hand cream, look up a local consultant and buy some hand cream and try it out. You'll love it. It's fantastic hand cream. So about a year into Posh, they kind of rebranded a little bit. They changed the logo, so when you rebrand a company, you have to buy all new business cards with the new logo, and new catalogs with the new logo, new business tools with the new logo. But this new logo was cute. I liked the new logo. I thought it was more sophisticated than the previous one. The pink polka dotted branding was a little cutesy and kidsy, and they wanted to appeal to a little bit older young adults, 20-year-olds instead of like teenagers. So I understood the rebranding and I was okay with it. The part that I was not okay with was changing up the catalogs. There were now 4 seasonal catalogs, all different products in each catalog, plus you had another catalog which was annual, which was the products that were available all year round. And then, for example, my very first video on here was the summer product launch. I'll link it for you. I'll link it up for you, but those were the summer products. Those products sold out so fast. By the time I uploaded my video, half the stuff was already sold out. They were really limited quantities, and I didn't agree with doing a launch like that. The products were amazing. I loved that launch so much. I bought a lot of that launch, but it was very limited and a lot of people weren't able to get what they needed to get. That was a little bit off-putting to me, having them run out of products so quickly. And then the next season you'd have to buy all new catalogs with all new products, and that just kept going on, and I stopped bothering with the catalogs. I couldn't keep up with it. I don't think anybody in their right mind would want to keep up with 5 catalogs every year, having to buy them, having to store them, having to give them out, having to buy the inserts. They started offering us inserts to buy to stick into the catalogs because they would launch their seasonal products and then they do little launches of other things along the way in between the 2 seasons. And it's like, so you'd have new sheets of product that you'd have to add in to the seasonal catalog. It was just too much for my brain to handle, and I decided just to not bother with the catalogs anymore. And the catalogs were big, heavy, bulky. They were like magazines. They were trying to be hip and cool. Like, all I wanted was a basic magazine that told me what the products were, what they were for, and how much they were, what the ingredients were. That's all we really needed. But it was this whole magazine about sleepovers and how to do a mask and blah blah blah. It was really obnoxious. I ended up going to this little seminar called Day Away, and they'd have these little pop-up seminars all over the country, in cities and stuff. I did have to travel quite a while. Luckily, my team got together and we all went as a group. I don't travel. I can't drive into big cities. I'm very uncomfortable driving, so I was very, very grateful to have my team members let me go with them. But it was not a free event. It was about, I want to say $200 to buy a ticket to the Day Away event, and it was an all-day in a hotel, like convention center, and we were all crammed in there. There were way too many people. I did have a really good time. I did get to meet the CEO, not like talk to her. I didn't want to bother her, but she did speak at our Day Away event, which was really nice. It was nice to see her. It was supposed to be the last round of Day Aways. They were going to do away with the program, and it turns out that was a lie. They're still doing Day Aways, and I did talk about this in a previous video. I'll link it up because it is kind of important to get the whole gist of why I decided to quit Posh, because it all started with that one video and how I was kind of annoyed with product changes and such. And speaking of product changes, this is around the time where they discontinued a lot of best-selling products. Now, I completely understand when businesses like direct sales companies have to discontinue products to bring in more products and make room for new products. But to get rid of the best-selling products is just not a smart move, and it made a lot of people unhappy. The Little Snarky Hand Cream is #1 selling, very unique scented lotion. I've never smelled anything like it. It's wonderful. I love it. It's really good. And they discontinued this one along with the Hot Mess Lotion, which is actually my favorite. The Hot Mess Lotion is really similar to the scent, but a little bit deeper and muskier. So they discontinued those, and a lot of people were unhappy about it. And they just brought these ones back for Shark Week. They call it Snark Week. But it actually doesn't smell the same as it used to. It's actually a little bit less scented, and it's not as floral as it used to be. Something's definitely different about it. I feel like they cheapened it. It doesn't smell as good. Like I said, I understand when companies have to discontinue products to make room for others, but you don't get rid of the best sellers. It's just not a smart move. So, we were told we weren't going to be a makeup company, and then we're slowly kind of adding in more makeup type products. Felt like a lie to me, and my team members also felt the same way. It was a little sketchy the way that all happened. And then shortly after that, a few months, they launched the Defiant line, which is anti-aging, and the whole reason I joined Posh was because it was affordable. Number one, affordable. Everything was under $25. Every single product was under $25. The most expensive thing was a $24 body scrub. And then they end up coming out with this anti-aging line called Defiant. And I'm talking $50 face serums and creams and eye depuffing junk. So I guess Posh decided to throw the whole $25 or less affordability out the window and wanted to get more into the higher end skincare stuff, I suppose. So big turn off for me. That was kind of the flipping point of when I was starting to see what Posh was doing. They were going Hollywood. They were providing swag bags to Hollywood parties in LA, and it was all just becoming really, really artificial and fake to me. So it didn't stop there with the insane prices though. They came out with the Swipe tinted moisturizer, which is in the other video that I have already linked up in the corner, so just hit the eye icon or this side. A tinted moisturizer, $10 tops. I don't care if it's made out of gold. I'm not paying more than $10 for just a tinted lip balm, and Posh is charging $17. If I could find where mine is, I would put it on and show you the color payoff. I have the plum one, but I lost it, and I miss it. I've been looking for it. Too expensive though. So here comes the third rebranding and the third different logo, and having to buy all new stuff with the brand new logo. They threw out the term independent consultant, and we are now influencers, and that was the almost the tipping point of me wanting to quit Posh. The term influencer is used for Instagram models and big YouTubers, not people selling skincare. It didn't make sense to me, and it still doesn't make sense, and I don't want to be with a company that calls its sales reps influencers. I think it's a bad move. It's not the correct term to describe what sales reps do. They represent your business and you consult with people about the products. Independent consultant, sales rep. Those words make sense. Influencer does not make sense. I'm not influencing anybody to do anything. And with this whole new rebranding and restructuring, they made it so complicated that I don't understand how it even works anymore. And I think they do it on purpose. They make it so complicated so you can't question what's going on because you don't understand what's going on. Really manipulative in my opinion, and a lot of businesses do this. I thought Posh was different. I thought they were better. I thought they had morals. I was wrong. They're going in a direction that I don't agree with. Lower level consultants such as myself, hobby sellers like myself, we all got demoted to 15% commissions. I was making 25% commissions, which covered my shipping and my taxes for when customers wanted to order through me, so I wouldn't have to charge them those things. They're basically making it harder to earn more, and you have to work really hard to maintain a certain level to get the 25% commissions, and it's not what I signed up for with Posh. That's not what I agreed to, and that's like, okay, I'm definitely gonna quit Posh. I was just waiting for the right time, thinking maybe I could catch another vendor event to help get rid of my inventory, because I have a lot of inventory that I need to get rid of. And that rebranding started happening in May, and all of us were upset about it. The 15% commissions is kind of what threw a lot of people off and why a lot of us have dropped off the Posh boat and decided to quit, including myself. My whole team is basically quitting now. And then the tipping point, the last nail in the coffin, if you will, I think it's pronounced Knosh, K-N-O-S-H. Their Knosh line, or Nosh. I think it would have been better if it was called Nosh, but I've heard people call it Knosh. And Knosh, I don't even want to talk about it. It's going to make me angry. Okay, so you have mood enhancing hard candies, you have energy drink mixes, and then you have melatonin gumdrops. Do these products sound like something you would want to buy from a skincare company? Do I want to take a energy drink powder mix? Like I said, I don't really want to talk about this because this is what's like, no, this angered me beyond belief, and I should have probably filmed this as I was in the moment and having the angry feelings so I could really get my point across about it. But I decided to keep my mouth shut because I didn't see the prices. Maybe it was reasonable. It's not reasonable. The mood enhancing hard candy is called Happy Dance, and it is a raspberry lemonade flavor. It's kind of like a vitamin. You eat one a day and it's supposed to make you happier and it's supposed to make your skin look better. It's a piece of candy and they're charging $22 for a bag of 30 pieces of candy that you're only supposed to eat one per day. What? $22 for candy from a skincare company? This makes no sense. This is not a good direction for this company. The melatonin gumdrops, I'm assuming they wanted to call them vitamins, but there's probably some legality issues preventing them from saying vitamins. So these are melatonin gumdrops, and they're $26. You can just go to the store and buy melatonin capsules or melatonin tablets for way cheaper than $26. The So Perky mint julep drink mix, and you get 25 little packets to make 25 drinks with. $35, you guys. $35 for an energizing drink mix that you can probably buy from the dollar store. The key ingredients that they're establishing here are peppermint leaf, caffeine, green coffee, and vitamin C. There's nothing special about this drink mix that's going to justify the price of $35. Go buy the stuff at Dollar Tree. I'm sure it's the same exact stuff, and it will provide you the caffeine that you really need. There's also new and improved skin sticks in this Knosh product line, I guess is what it is. And they are actually slightly larger. They have slightly more product in them than the previous skin sticks, and they're only $1 more, so that part I'm not angry with. It's just the gummy vitamin drink mix, insanely expensive products that have nothing to do with skincare. It's very incohesive for what the company is, and that was the last straw. As soon as I saw those prices, I immediately sent my termination email. It's really easy to quit. You don't have to jump through hoops or anything. You just send an email saying you want to quit, and then they'll terminate your website and everything. It's really easy, so at least that wasn't a nightmare to deal with. And I want to make it clear, I am not anti-MLM. I see these anti-MLM videos on YouTube all the time, and they're very one-sided, and they kind of make me angry a lot of the time because they have a bad experience with one company and they just throw blanket statements on the entire industry, and that's not really fair. I still purchase things from other MLMs if I'm interested in the product, if I believe it's going to benefit me in some way, and if it's a reasonable price point. I have no problem with direct sales products at all. Scentsy is a really good example. I think Scentsy is a good company. I'm not on the inside with them, but the CEO of Posh used to work for Scentsy before she left to do her own Posh business. But the Scentsy products have been evolving, but they're all still the same concept of things that smell good, that make your house smell good. They started off with the wax tarts, and they moved into laundry, detergent, soap, stain remover, stuff like that. Kitchen cleaner, bathroom cleaner, stuff that makes your house clean and smell good. And they also are diving into skincare, which was an interesting move considering their direct competitor would be Posh, which is kind of like a sister company in some ways. That was a little confusing, but you know, since he has their signature scents, and they turned them into lotions and bath bombs, and the price points are reasonable, and I buy Scentsy occasionally. I think it's a good company. Also a company that I am familiar with is Herbalife, and I know that Herbalife is a little bit sketchy of a direct sales company. I heard they were being sued or something because they were considered a pyramid scheme, which is illegal. That's kind of a confusing thing for people. They think all MLMs are pyramid schemes. All direct sales companies are pyramid schemes. That's not true. What a pyramid scheme is that you level up so high that you can stop working and everybody below you are working and you're getting paid from them and you're not doing the work. Businesses, they have their structures to avoid that type of scenario from happening, so they're not illegally operating as a pyramid scheme. But I've used the system twice. It did work for me. I get bored with it and I stop using it, and this is very expired. I haven't used this stuff in a while. But the problem I have with like weight loss things is you can't just buy one product and be set. There's like a whole system of products that work together, and you get suckered into buying multiple products. And these things aren't cheap. These are like $30, $40 each product here. So for that reason, Herbalife is a little bit iffy. But the products worked for me. I just got bored of the same flavor. This is banana caramel. It's actually really good, but after like a month of drinking it every day, you get bored of it and you just stop using it. At least I did. But their business model is a little bit different because they encourage their coaches. Like, I think they're trying to make them think they're life coaches or something, but they urge them and push them to open up these fitness facilities. Like, there's a gym in my town, and it's basically just a storefront to sell their products, and it's kind of I don't know if it's manipulation, but if I were to sign up to be with Herbalife, there is no way in heck I'm opening a whole store just to sell the product. That doesn't make sense to me. I've tried one of the It Works wraps, those strappy thingies that you put across your stomach, and the main ingredient in those is menthol, so it makes your skin tingle, and it makes you think, oh, it's the fat burning. It's just your skin's tingling because of the menthol. And actually I did end up losing weight after using one of those, but it's because I got sick, and I don't know if it was just a virus that I caught or if the actual wrap itself made me sick, but I didn't want to figure it out and try it again to see if it would make me sick again. So It Works. All of the fitness and nutritional direct sales companies, I'd honestly stay away from them. Just with personal experience, there's no fast way to lose weight. All you gotta do is eat right and exercise, and there's no miracle product of any sort that's going to help you much in the long run. Lulu Grow, I've actually never bought Lulu Grow because I think it's so overpriced and ugly. The prints on the leggings are ugly. They're like, I love colorful rainbows, patterns, but everything Lulu Grow has to offer is just not my style at all. I really think they're ugly. And then they're charging like $35 for a very basic t-shirt dress. I don't understand Lulu Grow. I hear that the quality is crap, and you could just go to Walmart and buy $5 leggings at Walmart, and they're pretty good quality. I own several of them. They're soft, they're buttery, they fit well, and they're $5. I don't need to spend $28 on a pair of leggings. Right before Posh came out with their Vile lip sticks, their liquid lipsticks, I was talking with a representative from Lip Sense, and you know, I did all the research and I was looking up videos and reviews on Lip Sense, and they all said that it was alcohol based, it burned their lips, and it was very, very drying. So I ended up not buying Lip Sense. It was a little pricey for me at the time as well. So I skipped that, and then a few months later, Posh came out with essentially the same product, but without the alcohol, more naturally based ingredients, in a lower price point. And for the most part, the lip vials, they work really well. Like, I like to compare them to Jeffree Star velour liquid lipsticks because they're very, very similar. The only difference is that these, you have a primer and then you add the color, which with all of the liquid lipsticks on the market now, the extra step of adding a primer just seems kind of like a pointless, unnecessary step. I got Huda Beauty, I got Stila, I got Jeffree Star, I got Smashbox liquid lipsticks here. The market's very saturated with these. They're very popular, and I don't think having to buy a separate product as a primer to get the color it's not necessary anymore. And the last one I'm going to touch on real quick is Lia Sophia. And if you haven't heard of Lia Sophia, it's because they're out of business. They shut down their company because they were awful. I hope I can find the picture of me wearing my Lia Sophia earrings. They were my favorite earrings. I didn't take them off. They were like a long chain with a circle on the end. And then one day I like took them off to clean them, and the stones were missing, and it was green. And this is like $70 to $90 pieces of jewelry that were breaking, falling apart, turning green, turning your skin green, and losing stones, which is ridiculous. It's like Walmart quality, those $10 chunky necklaces and stuff from Walmart, and they're charging $60, $70, $80, $90, hundreds of dollars for this jewelry. And when they closed their business down, people were asking, the consultants who bought their starter kit were asking if they could get a refund, because then they're stuck with all of this jewelry that they can't sell because the business is over and gone. And I think they would not allow any kind of exchanges. They wouldn't do refunds, which I think is kind of crappy on their part. My biggest issue with MLMs as a whole is their boss babe mentality, their manipulation, their peer pressured, they're peer pressuring for people to join their team, brainwashing, and making things up essentially. And I'm going to link below a video about essential oils, and I can't remember if it was doTERRA or Young Living. I think it was Young Living, and that woman who does that video is very well spoken, intelligent, and she researches the crap out of these companies before she puts up her video. And usually these types of videos on YouTube, they kind of blanket statement all the companies, which isn't really fair because every company's different. They have different business models, different products, different ways of dealing with their levels and commissions, but it's full of misinformation. People aren't trained correctly. Like, selling skincare, it's a serious thing. People can have allergic reactions. People have different types of skincare, and I don't feel like the training was complete enough. Like, I'd have somebody ask me, oh, is this face mask good for oily skin? And I don't know how to answer that. And it's a valid question to know before purchasing something that you're going to put on your skin. Is it even going to benefit your type of skin? So not being trained very well before selling these products is a big issue, and that's when people start making things up. Now, I don't want to crap on essential oils because I think there is a place for them in the world, but they're not going to cure cancer, they're not going to cure autism, they're not going to cure anything. I don't believe in aromatherapy aside from lavender. I think lavender is actually very calming. But peppermint oil for energy, I don't believe in stuff like that. Also, those essential oils that they're selling at those companies are like very expensive, and you can just buy them at Walmart. And I don't believe in their distillery claims of having of being filtered and pure. They're not. Some of them are synthetic. It's been proven that some of their stuff is not even true essential oils. So you really got to be careful with MLMs, because most of them are out to get you. They're just looking to make a quick buck. They really don't want to help your skin. They don't want to help you lose weight. They just want to make money. And you have to be really careful about which companies you're going to put your trust into and what you're going to invest your money in. So overall, I'm going to leave this video saying I'm not against MLMs. You just have to be educated. You have to use your common sense. You have to know if it's too good to be true, you should probably walk away. If the claims are starting to sound outrageously out there and you're going to cure this, you're going to cure that, you need to walk away. If the prices are not competitive, if the prices are too high for what the value is or what the size of the product is, definitely reevaluate what you're purchasing. I don't want to hate on MLMs. I think it's a great way to improve yourself if you have anxiety and you want to try to get yourself out there more. Like me, that's kind of what I was trying to do. Or if you're just trying to have a side hustle. I hate that. I hate it when they call it a side hustle, but just be smart when you're shopping. Be smart when you're looking into signing up for something. Always read the fine print. Definitely look into what you're signing up for, and comment below on which MLMs you actually like using and what has worked for you. Thanks for watching and have a beautiful day. Bye.